Hello, everyone. I am Daniel Hodges, and welcome to Breach Battles, the show where we play through Malifaux 3rd Edition over on Tabletop Simulator with the crew here from Ink and Lyre. Welcome to the inaugural episode. I'm very, very excited that you're all here. It's going to be such a good time. Let me tell you guys a little bit about what we're doing. So we announced it a couple weeks ago that we were going to be playing some Malifaux 3rd Edition here on the Ink and Lyre channel with the Through the Breach campaign we had coming to a short close and hiatus of sorts. So now what we are in the round robin portion of our tournament. We're doing some stuff. We're going to all play against one another to learn the game and practice a little bit and get used to our various factions so that we can prepare for the tournament this October and also use it for seeding purposes. So these games, they do matter. We are using them to seed the tournament and, of course, as practice for all of our good times. So tonight you're going to see myself as the 10 Thunders. You're going to see Trevor as the Neverborn. You're going to see Lauren as the Resurrectionist. You're going to see Jake as the Outcast. And then you're going to see Dylan as the Guild and Brandon as the Arcanists, I believe. We are missing 2 of our players. There were some slight technical difficulties, but we are working those out. So without further ado, I want to get into our announcements real quick so I can send you guys to the channel and so you guys can see what we're doing. First things first, it is September, which means you're going to get 20% off all new monthly subs and 20% off gifted subs for the entire month. For the entire month, we are Ink and Lyre receives the full share of your subscription to the channel. So you get a savings, we get a little extra courtesy of Twitch. So this is the perfect month to subscribe with your Amazon Prime account to get that free sub so that you can help us do what we do here. So shout out to that. We are giving out, or no, we're giving out. We have done an emoji update. We've done some swapping around and things like that. So we have, for the time being, removed the red Joker emoji from the channel and replaced it with the insight check. So for those of you who have not seen it, it has like a little 1,000-bit follower goal, but it looks like this. It's super cool. We love it. It's great. Great for those moments of intrigue in your game, and just moments when you think like, is this person telling the truth? That's what happens on Fate's End when Samson talks all the time. So once you get up to 1,000 bits that you have given to the channel, you can unlock that as well. Super great, awesome, fun for social encounter guidance. You're going to hear a lot of music tonight. That's I believe most of it comes from Tabletop Audio. We use it. If it's not in this show, we use it in all of our shows. They're great. You can go get all their stuff, and you can find them by using the command TA. Bam! Let me drop some of these in here. We also want to shout out our partners at 9 Realms Gaming. 9 Realms Gaming makes the finest makes tabletop RPG accessories with the finest woods this realm has to offer. They never use dyes or stains. You can get their warrior set, all their hex dice vaults. They're super awesome. You can use our promo code LYRE10 to get 10% off of your purchase there. If you need a home for some of your DICEY Encounter dice. DICEY Encounter is sorry. DICEY Encounter makes gorgeous handmade dice for all of your DICEY encounters. You can go to DICEYEncountersdice.com and you can follow the link in the chat now and use our promo code LYRE10 to get 10% off of your purchase there. And we also want to shout out our new partner, Shop of Mini. They are the newest to the Ink and Lyre family, but you can go get magic pens, magic puzzles. They do the cool little flame reveals with the runic stuff, all sorts of cool things over there. You can go to shopofmini.com and you can use our promo code LYRE20 to get 20% off of your purchase there. Follow us everywhere on all the socials at Ink and Lyre, and you can use command socials to do that. So, without further ado, I'm going to introduce to you all the brand new Breach Battles trailer, which is absolutely sick. Shout out to Lauren for making it. And so you can see that. I'm going to bring you into the game. You're going to see us all go through the game one at a time, round by round. So you can kind of get a sense. We're going to very quickly explain what we're doing in each round and what happened and the coolest moments of each game. Because these games take about 6 hours each, which is forever. So we've kind of condensed it down. And at appropriate times, we're going to be giving you that information so that you can get a sense of what's happening and keep up with the action and learn how the game works along with us. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Let's get to it. Round Robin 1, Breach Battles. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our first game, my first game, Trevor's first game in the round robin version of the Inkenlar Malifaux tournament. I'm Daniel. I am, and I'm sitting here with Trevor and Tess. We're hanging out for a little while, and so before we get started, what I want to do is I want to share with you what we've done and how we're ready to basically begin the game now. And we're going to share with you why we did what we did and what our strategies are and our schemes so that as you're watching this, you kind of get a sense of what's going on. So I'm going to throw it to Trevor first and tell us what faction you're playing, what master you chose, and kind of what you got going on there. And throw us in because you've done this more than I have.
Yeah, sounds good. All right, so I have picked the Neverborn as my faction. And Daniel, do you want to move over? Okay, yeah, you're doing it. All right.
I got you, my dude.
I know you got me. I'm sorry. All right, so yeah, I picked out the Neverborn as my faction, and I tried to keep the theme of this as Frey themed as I could. So essentially, what's going to be happening here is my boys and girls here are going to be taking hits, and they are going to be essentially human bombs. They will bleed all over anything that hits them and do damage to them while regenerating health on their turns. My master here is Nikima. She is a scary winged Nephilim lady with a big sword. Essentially, her whole deal is she regenerates more health than most people do. She flies. She can charge multiple times. And she can also help her little minions grow and become bigger Nephilim, bigger, badder Nephilim.
I'm not concerned at all about that.
No, it's nothing to be scared of. Don't you worry.
Nothing, no concern.
Yeah, it's totally fine. And if she really gets upset at anyone, she can also throw corpses at her enemies to stun them and damage them. So it's pretty wild. It's a pretty wild time.
As one does, just throw corpses.
Yeah,
that's what I do to my enemies.
Yeah, absolutely. Just throw corpses at my enemies. It's the most effective way to do things. So one thing here that I'll just kind of point out is when I went into buying this army, I still had 1 point available to me. So I gained a soul stone. And I have never used a soul stone. I've played this game once. So we're going to find out what that does when I need it. And yeah, so should we go into strategy now?
Yeah, real quick, Tess, do you want to say anything about the Neverborn or anything like them?
Well, just from a lore perspective, Trevor is playing the natives of Malifaux, the city that this game inhabits. Nikima, being the current queen of the Nephilim, after waging war with her sister, has gained control and has reinstated some aspects of the dread act of necromancy into their civilization. Mm-hmm. Hence, Hadrian's ability to summon zombies upon killing people as the lore is progressing.
Nice.
Love it.
Okay, well, let me talk about my crew real quick, if that's all right with you. I'm playing the 10 Thunders, and this is my Jacob Lynch crew. Jacob Lynch is the I effectively calling him kind of like, I don't know, he's not like Facilier, but he's just a card shark kind of guy. Is what he does. He's got a lot of things that he can do to. He and his crew have a lot of features that allow them to manipulate card flips, look at cards, put them back on top of the deck, all that sort of thing. They do a lot of misdirection, a lot of crazy stuff. They're kind of cool. I think they are thieves in their group. And basically what I did, I used the full. This is a 30 soulstone game, so I used the full amount for this, and for this particular crew, I kind of designed them to be able to change cards and survive. Like they're kind of built to mitigate damage and kill stuff pretty quickly. So
yeah, we'll see.
Featuring a lot of the brilliance tokens and things like that, I feel pretty strongly about it. So. We'll go from there, but yeah. Yes?
Okay, so Jacob Lynch is either the luckiest man alive or the unluckiest, depends on who you ask. Jacob Lynch's luck has won him the Honeypot Casino and allowed him to flourish as a business owner. However, the casino was also inhabited by an eldritch abomination, proto-tyrant known as the Hungering Darkness, who subsumes the will of those who enter near him and slowly but surely takes over them, turning them into depleted. Nothing more than husks of people remaining. Lynch was, through his own spout of good luck, surprisingly immune to this, and the Hungering Darkness named Lynch as his avatar and his vessel. Throughout this bar, Lynch now has a variety of infected individuals, or people using the Hungering Darkness's power words, to spread the influence of their master and affect the board around them, allowing them to gain the illuminated and brilliance tokens.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm a little more terrified now.
They're fun. They're interesting. I think
his totem's like a 7-point henchman.
Yeah, that's what it's not. It's the total amount isn't that crazy because. It's still 18 overall, and most of them are like 17 or 18, like cost or whatever. Yeah. So I know it's not like overpowered, but I was like, oh, I can have an 11 master and a 7 total. I was like, let me roll that up and see what happens.
Hungry Darkness is terrifying. I really love it.
Okay, so we want to tell you about our strategy for this session. I'm gonna bring it up over here. Trevor, do you want to talk about it, or yeah, please do.
Yeah. All right, so first I gotta find it so I can read it.
Maybe start with like, what is a strategy?
Yeah.
Like, how does that work?
let's see. Let's do this. Let's break this down a little bit. So you start the game with 4 available strategies. And essentially what you do is you stack them all up and you shuffle them and you pick a random strategy. So the strategy that we got was Corrupted Ley Lines. And essentially what's happening here is we have marked the map with neutral markers, and they are these skulls that you'll be seeing here. They're going to look like this strategy marker in the middle here, and they're going to be on the board. Essentially, what we have to do is we give something called a lodestone to one of our pieces. We assigned it to our pieces, and we'll point that out as we're playing. That person can move and interact and try to get to the neutral strategy markers to claim them for the team. Essentially, you're trying to tag them. That person can leave, and you still own the marker unless someone takes it from you. And you can also pass the lodestone like a baton to other characters on the board, on your team. And yeah, so as you gain these neutral markers, you'll gain victory points at the end of your turns. And you need to gain more victory points. You need more strategy markers than you had before in the previous turn. And so that's essentially our strategy. Tess, did I miss anything there?
No, that's pretty much everything.
Okay.
And then so super exciting. So you can by completing the task on our strategy for the entire game, we can gain up to 1 victory point a round. Whoever has the most victory points at the end is the victor. You can only gain them after the end of turn 2 for strategies. And then you also have schemes, which are individual goals. So I'm going to share with you what my schemes are. We're going to ask Trevor not to look or cheat as I reveal them to all of you. And then as I say all these things. So hopefully, so I'm going to do that now. I have chosen, so we both got to select 5. The 5 schemes were chosen for the team, for both of us as the players, and then we got to select 2 of them each. We could have selected the same ones, right? But we didn't necessarily have to, right? So I have chosen Assassinate, which is the one where you try to kill the leader. So I'm going to attempt to bring his leader under half health, and then and that will gain me one victory point, and then if I can kill his leader, that will give me a 2nd victory point. Really excited to do that. I believe that I can be successful because I think he's got a lot of like low power, low health enemies that I'm gonna try to wipe out pretty quickly using these brilliance tokens. And then in the end game, I'm gonna focus on manipulating card flips so that I can get more damage on top of everything, which I'm pretty excited about. And then the second one I chose was Hidden Martyrs. So I have to choose 2 of my people, both of which are planning. One of them must die, and then one of them needs to be engaged with someone when the game is over. I have chosen my Beckoner as the one that needs to die because I have a feeling that Trevor will target it because it's really dangerous from an interaction standpoint. And then I want my Hungering Darkness to be engaged with something on the end turn because I think it can survive. And the things that I want it to be fighting are of a higher cost than it. So those are my schemes. That's what I've got going on. So, Trevor, I know he can't hear me. He can't hear me. What do you think about that, Tess?
I think those are perfectly valid options, and I can see why you've chosen them.
Perfect. That's code for I hate all your schemes.
It's not. Trust me, you'd know if I hated them. I'd advise against it.
Okay. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna take my ears out, and Trevor, if you want, I've got the schemes.
Move over to.
Well, these are the same 5 schemes as we had before.
Okay, that's fine.
So I'm gonna go out, and y'all wave.
I'll message you when you return.
Okay.
All right, Trevor,
We're alone. Fantastic.
it's your time.
Here are my schemes for my army, and
the screen is currently on the 5
yes,
that are available. So if you want to say which 2 you've chosen.
Yeah, so the first one that I picked is called Claim Jump. So at this one, at the beginning of the game, I secretly choose a friendly non-leader, and the character that I chose is the Corrupted Hound 3. That character, at the end of the turn, for the first reveal, at the end of the turn, if there are no enemy models within 3 inches and line of sight from my Corrupted Hound 3, and I'm within 2 inches of the center point or the center line. Is it the center point or center line, Tessa? Like,
let me quickly pull up Claim Jump, and I shall let you know.
Okay, sounds good. So we're gonna get that clarified.
2 inches of center point.
So it has to be center of the map.
Yeah, which is where the neutral, the middle strategy marker is.
Got it. So if I get to within 2 inches of the center point of the map, which is where that neutral marker is, with my Corrupted Hound 3, and I'm not in vision, and I'm 3 inches or more away from any of Daniel's characters, I will get a victory point. Then at the end of the game, if my Corrupted Hound 3 is still in play with half or more of my maximum health within 2 inches of the center point, I gain a victory point. So keeping my Corrupted Hound 3 alive is going to be very important for me. All right, so the next one that I have is Assassinate. So the reveal effect here is at the end of the turn, if the enemy leader is in play and has half of its maximum health or less, I can reveal the scheme and gain a victory point. So I gotta hit Jacob Lynch and try to get him down to half health or less, or more than that, whatever. And then at the end of the game, if the enemy leader is not in play, so I need to kill Jacob Lynch, I gain a victory point. So that's how that's gonna go.
I have chosen to begin this game with my lodestone on my illuminated, which is over here, and then so my illuminated's over there with the lodestone, and then Trevor looks like he's put it on the harpy thing, which is over here. Yeah,
A Redden, which is right over here. Yep.
Strong adjacency stuff. Okay. All right. Cool. So we're going to take on the first turn, I guess. First turn of this game, and we'll be back in just a little bit to tell you how it's going. All right, we're back. Okay, it's the end of turn 1, and things are going terribly for team Honeypot. We have lost our ghost. Kitty is dead. Nothing could be done. It was awful. We learned that incorporeal forms can be damaged by black blood. It was terrible. Trevor just rudely chose not to attack my tank. I don't know why he would do that. It is absolutely unkind, but here's where we're at. So into turn 1, I have converted this strategy marker to mine via lodestone. However, I don't get any points for that because you can earn no victory points in turn 1. I have lost a character. It was a ghost, so nothing fell. But I have moved a Hungering Darkness, Jacob, and the Beckoner into position where we can be functional, and then we're trying to deal with this horde of things that are coming this way. It's going to be bad, and we're trying to deal with it. Also, Gwyneth is making her way over here, but we don't know exactly what. I'm trying to either get flanking on Nikima or also trying to get a hold of this lodestone in a little bit here. So that's where we're at. That's where what's happening with Team Honeypot. We are down one character already, and we were already down. So life is going to be hard. Life's going to be hard for us. So let's go back over here to Neverborn. Trevor.
Yeah. So things are a little scary for the Neverborn too. I sent the pack of wild dogs with black blood into the alleyway to head off Kitty the ghost. They surrounded Kitty the ghost and essentially gnawed and bled on her to death. I brought in the dog master, Lilitu. She's the dog master in my mind. She got me to draw a card, which was nice, and she damaged my dog to therefore bleed on Kitty the ghost. However, Jacob came up and almost one-shot Lilitu. She is at 1 health, and I'm a little worried about her.
There was a negative damage flip that was severe.
Yeah,
it was rough.
Yeah, it was rough. It was rough going. The tank that Daniel has is causing me so much concern because it's just standing there, and I don't know what it's going to do. My Haradrim boy in the back there with 9 HP, he is the one with my lodestone. I decided to move him away from the tactical position that I had him in. We're going to see if that comes back to bite me. I'm not really sure if I'm starting to regret putting a lodestone on such an important character because I should have him up in the fight and not just marking tactical places. But we're gonna figure that out, and we'll see. I have a Terror Tot. I call him Tater Tot. That is his name. I have him sitting in the back, eating corpses and gaining grow tokens. So we'll see how that pans out in a sec.
Is that this guy? Is that this little man right here?
Yeah. Yep. He's right. And,
did you kill one of your own for that?
No. So the dog in the back, the Bloodhound, it's Blood Hunter. The Blood Hunter has an ability called Regurgitate, and it essentially pukes up a corpse by taking damage. So it took 2 damage. Yeah. So it took 2 damage and just puked up a corpse. And my Tater Tot ate it to get a grow token.
Oh my god.
It's disgusting and horrible, but it's gonna pan out in the end, people.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And so and then I'm moving Nikima around to kind of figure out where Nikima is going to be the most useful. She is a terror to behold, but she is hiding behind a cart right now. I'm kind of figuring out which way I should take her, and we're gonna see how that goes. So that's kind of where the Neverborn are at. We're just bleeding on everything. Pain means blood. Blood means victory. That's what's gonna happen.
Hey, that's exactly what it is. Okay, so we're gonna that's our update. That's where we are now. A quick update: Trevor got a red Joker last round. I got a black Joker last round.
Oh yeah.
I don't think that's fair. I want to file a formal complaint to everyone that I got a black Joker and he got a red Joker, but did not get the black Joker himself. So just major issues.
Disappointment. Major disappointment.
Major disappointment. I'm concerned that he may have pulled the red Joker from my deck. That's not the here or there. Anyway, we're gonna in this record. That's in turn 2 or turn 1. That no one scored any victory points because one cannot do that in turn 1. But we will be coming around in turn 2. Hopefully there'll be some points. I think I've scored, unless I don't think he can get to there. So I think I'll score, but we'll go from there. So we'll be back.
Okay, everybody. It's all gone to hell. Life has gotten rough. Let's start with the positives. There's only one. My little tiny baby boy, Tater Tot, grew up into a young Nephilim.
That's right.
So that's cool. It all started this round with me taking my heroic Nikima and trying to one-shot Daniel's what's it called? The tank. Hungering Darkness.
Yeah.
And she almost got there. She came within 1 hit of taking out Hungering Darkness.
Right here.
Daniel got the defense. Nikima then pretty much got seduced away from the Hungering Darkness and is now surrounded and barely hanging on by a thread. I have lost all of my hounds. They have gotten blown up because of Brilliance tokens. All of the damage I did to the Hungry Darkness got healed. And I don't know what to do. I need help. Someone help me.
There was that's kind of what happened. I had the red Joker. I got the red Joker in my hand to start, which was very convenient.
Yeah.
And then or it was either in my hand to start, or it was the first thing I got. And then I had a really good fate cards to start. At one point I had 2 fate cards and 5 more activations to go. So I spent a ton in those early rounds. Did you score any victory points?
Double check. No, I haven't.
Okay, so so let me so I will tell you what's going on with us over here on Team Honeypot. So this was a good round. This is a good round for you, boy. I'm not gonna lie. So all of these people are still activated. So the Hungering Darkness tanked everything basically, and then was able to heal from a surplus of brilliance tokens all around. There were two Nephilim dogs that got slowed, but they didn't even get to go. Because I was able to, using Jacob, I was able to summon two depleteds by wiping out these little low level HP dogs. I added brilliance tokens to them. When they died, I was able to summon depleteds in their place, one of which has already died as well. When it died, it did an area of effect damage, which killed the rest of the dogs, which hurt Tater Tot. There was an aggressive, there was an exchange there where Team Neverborn lost 2 characters and I gained 2 characters in one action. It was in a really tough problem. When that happened, it made it a little bit difficult across the board. At this point, I have 6 models in play. And what are you at now, Trevor?
Four? Oh no, wait. Oh, I have quite a few actually.
You still got 5 or so, yeah.
Yeah, I got 5.
Yeah, it's still a good number. I did gain a victory point thanks to the strategy on turn 2. I was able to get my lodestone onto this marker successfully, and with that, I was able to achieve 1 victory point in that way. I'm also going to take this opportunity to go ahead and reveal the Assassinate card. And gain a victory point there because I've gotten Nikima, the Master, down to half its maximum health. So I'm revealing that as well to give myself 2 victory points going forward. And I think I'm about to remove Nikima from play, very likely.
We're gonna find out. It's gonna be rough.
Yeah, we'll see. But we're gonna do our best. So that's where I'm at. I'm at 2 victory points. Trevor is at 1. So we'll be back at the end of round 3.
See you then.
All right, hello everyone. We're back for the end of round 3. Things have gone incredibly well for the honeypot in the last round. So let me give you guys an update on what's happening over here on Team Jacob Lynch. So we did lose 1, so we lost this guy and this as well. Okay, so here is where we're at. Jacob Lynch has been doing his thing again. So I summoned another. I summoned another depleted, and I summoned a wonderful beckoner to our cause again, defeating 2 units and replacing 2 units with 2 of my units as well. We were able to take out Nikima, which is solid for me because that's going to complete my assassinate goal. In the end phase. So with her dead, that's going to give me another victory point. We're already confirmed with that. And we were also able to get our illuminated across the board over to the other side. I wanted to switch, kind of move him around a little bit, but it seems as though he's going to be able to just kind of walk on this board wherever he wants. That seems to be the case anyway. So. Now this guy, so there's a little bit of confusion because this guy's mine. No, that's yours. Sorry, that's wrong. Can you fix that for me? I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
So that guy's mine, or this guy's mine, and all of these. I killed another unit over here, just shot him with a Derringer. It's all good things. We're running low on health here for what's going on. I was able to pick up 2 more victory points, one of which I cannot reveal to the end game. So, Trevor, to you.
Okay, y'all. I got him where I want him.
That's good luck.
So yeah, I lost Nikima. That's a bit of a bummer. That's a disappointment. I also lost my Herdrin, which another bummer, another definite bummer. But I have a new Terror Tot, which is great, and I have my young Nephilim, which is all right.
Mm-hmm.
So I gotta try something. I don't know how I'm gonna win this. I'm gonna try. So with Herodrim dead, my totem or my lodestone has passed to my Terror Tot here, my new guy. So that's gonna have to get figured out on what I do there. Other than that, I'm trying to get a scheme completed. I don't know if it's gonna happen, but if I get the scheme completed and if I can make a couple really good moves, I might be in an alright spot. We'll see. It's gonna take a miracle, y'all.
You have 2 tokens. You have 2 characters, Trevor.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm so ready.
There were a couple. I will say Trevor's had a little bit of bad luck. There were a couple times when there were some really good flips, very fortunate flips for your boy, and I am absolutely roasting through the decks. I'm getting down to last round I almost had to discard one of the decks. Like I almost had to reshuffle my discard pile. So
yeah, and
it's been a lot of fun. Yeah. So
we got one moment where my young Nephilim had like 6 attacks on Jacob and still couldn't get the job done. I flipped the Black Joker on damage, so bit of a bummer. But hey, we're gonna get him. It
does appear as though I'm not in a position to get my other scheme completed, so that's a little unfortunate. But it looks like right now it looks like it's 2-0 as far as scheme markers go and things like that. So as far as victory points go, so we are ending round 3, so we're going to round 4, which may be the last round. We'll find. We'll see. But we're going to end this. We'll be right back with round 4 in just a second. All right, we are back. So at the end of round 4. At the end of round 4, you're actually the end of round 4 and round 5, is what happened. So here's logistically what happened. During the course of round 4, it became clear that the Honeypot squad was the only people left in the game because all of the Neverborn were dead. Black blood was spilled all over the town square, and not a single crew member was alive. So what we did was we went through and finished round 4 for strategic and scheme purposes, and then we basically simulated round 5 to see if it were possible for Team Honeypot to score any additional points. Turns out it was. So. But to recap that, basically what happened was the Hungering Darkness came over from our side. The Hungering Darkness came over and just destroyed a little itty bitty dude, and then slowly but surely they just gang piled this last mature Nephilim. So let me throw it back to Trevor. Tell me how your last 4 or 5 rounds went. Round 4, round 5.
Oh god. All right, y'all. The one positive, we got a mature Nephilim out there, so that's kind of cool.
That was super cool.
I didn't do anything. Literally nothing happened. So
you did grow that little baby little goblin up to to a beastie boy.
Yeah, there are many mistakes that were made in this game. The first mistake was I gave a very important character the lodestone and just crippled him. Like he could not do the things he could do, or he should have been able to do. So that's a big bummer. The second thing, I needed there was a moment where Nikima attacked the tank and tried to one-shot it. We recapped it last time. I should not have done that. I should have had Nikima go straight for Jacob and theoretically try to one-shot it. But that didn't happen. And she got lured away and murdered. And yeah, there was a slight glimmer of hope where I wanted the Terror Tot to pick up the Lodestone and bring it over to the red markers and start taking those away and stopping the bleeding a little bit. But the Terror Tot got murdered on the first turn. So there's literally no shot because my mature Nephilim had already gone. So yeah, then we played out tactically what would have happened the rest of the way, and I got wiped, y'all. I got wiped.
I would say that I played it about as well as I could. I don't. No, that's not true. That's not entirely true. I think that I had a plan for what I wanted to do, and it turned out to be better than I thought. Is what happened. So I think that. So here's what I think happened. I think that the crews we made. I think you made a crew that ran into probably what is the worst kind of like other like Jacob as a master is probably the worst kind of crew for them to run into because you had a lot of like low level characters who are easy to put brilliance tokens on.
Yep.
And then the destruction and summoning of other things, like to be able to replace a 3 health with a 5 health.
Yep.
Like, and that's something that's hard to wound as well. To be able to replace that was huge. Not only from an action economy standpoint, but also just from a number of crew member options, right?
Right.
And so for your crew, like you had a whole and there's no way, like we didn't really plan this is our first time making it, but like having crew members that could die easily, which is kind of what the Neverborn do.
Yep. And
kind of what your crew was designed to do.
Set you up to be stronger.
It created a synergy with Team Honeypot. That like because like part of your thing was like letting people die so you could grow your Nephilims, and part of my thing was killing you so I could summon poor folks. And so we both kind of had the same strategy, but your strategy helped mine.
Yep, for sure.
And so, and I think that's one of the things you don't really think about, and I certainly didn't think about it at all until we started, and yeah, it just made things super easy for me.
Yep.
I thought the Beckoner was going to be better than they were, right? Because they had this thing where you can like cancel a tactical action, but like at no point did anyone take a tactical action. So like I think that's because I thought the Lodestones were you got a tactical action them to claim it as your own, but since that wasn't the case, like it kind of ruined my plan for that.
Yeah, I thought for the same reason actually. I thought my hounds would be a little bit better. Like they did fine, I think, but there's a thing that they have called annoying, where within 2 inches, if say Jacob or somebody, as long as they're within 2 inches, tries to take a tactical action, they get that person gets distracting +1.
Yeah.
That never came to fruition somehow because they just like you have hounds around you, you just attack. Like you just attack the hounds until they're dead.
Yeah.
So yeah,
like,
I hear you.
Yeah, it's like so. I think we both planned to do that because it's like okay, I'm gonna shut down a tactical action. That's great, and then like it just never came up. So, because it's not like So I don't know. Anyway,
I got some tinkering to do, y'all. That's what I learned today.
Maybe a little bit, Trevor. Maybe. Overall, I'm very happy with Team Honeypot. So to tally up the final score, so Team Faction Team Jacob over here, Team 10 Thunders, we were able to score 4 strategic victory points. And so to remind everyone, our mission, our strategy was corrupted ley lines. The idea is you put your lodestone marker and you end your turn there, thereby controlling it. It's about movement and getting people into the same space. And you can pass just take your lodestone around various people. My lodestone was with my Illuminated most of the time. Then he claimed this strategy marker, this strategy marker on turn 2, this strategy marker on turn 3, and this strategy marker on turn 4. Then he passed it to Gwyneth, who she claimed this on turn 5. Therefore scoring the maximum 4 victory points, 14, 10 thunders. In addition, earlier I revealed my Assassinate scheme, which was got half of Nikima's health down and then removed Nikima from the game before it was over, killing that master successfully, earning 2 scheme points. I also had the Hidden Martyrs as a scheme. I had chosen the Beckoner and the Hungering Darkness. I thought that I wanted them to oh my gosh. At the end of the game, I actually did get one because I had the Hungering Dark. No, that person was dead. Never mind. It's not engaged because all your things are dead. So 6. I ended up with 6 total victory points for all of this. Did you score any, Trevor? Do you want to talk about your schemes?
I scored 0. I think so. My first scheme was Claim Jump, and I picked Corrupted Hound 3. Now, when I read it, I think I misread it. I thought that I had to be within 2 inches of the center line when the rule is actually the center point. And the center point was the strategy marker right by the giant house that blocks me from essentially, like, I didn't really have a shot to get out of sight and within 2 inches of that center marker because we just kind of everyone went towards it. So I didn't get that one done. The other one was Assassinate, and by the time I was attacking Jacob, I was getting disadvantage on every attack because all of my people had Brilliance tokens on them. So I didn't even get him down to half health.
It was close though. It was really close.
He
was at 6. You need one more, and you work on down.
Yeah. I got 0. I got nothing done.
I also think that there was some confusion early on, and this is a part of like learning the game. There was some confusion early on about claiming strategic markers, right? Yep. And how we did them. So, like at one point, like you almost could have you could have walked straight over here, and then basically we could play the same whole game, but you would have claimed this marker early on. So like you could have claimed that in turn 1, and then everything else would have basically turned out the same.
Yeah, I definitely could have done that. And one thing I learned about lodestones for anyone learning this game is if your character that's holding the lodestone has flight, they no longer get flight. So just bear that in mind when you're doing this. Because, that made me worry a little bit. But yeah, I could have started turn 1 on that lodestone marker.
Yeah. And so I think, so like, it's not as... Okay, so when you say that Team 10 Thunders won the game 6-0, that sounds like a really dominant victory, right? Sounds really bad.
It was more of a decision on my part. Like I chose to let him win by 6.
I do think that it could have ended up that some of the that we could have ended up with like a 2 or I think you could have easily ended up at 2 points.
Yeah.
So if like flips go your way, Jacob drops down to 5 instead of 6, or like there's black blood there and all that. Like he definitely would have, right? You know what? You may be able to count it because like when I killed this guy, black blood would have hit Jacob at some point.
Maybe.
And but still.
Yeah. What I wanted to do, and this was probably a bad decision on my part. What I wanted to do was essentially dive in, kill Jacob, and dive back out. Like kill him ASAP, get that assassinate. Because I knew I wasn't going to get the claim jump. So assassinate him and then move back and fall back, but I just never got it. And by that time, I'm like, well, I guess I just keep pouring in and hoping.
When Nikima came this way,
yeah,
and got flanked by Gwyneth,
yeah,
and then got lured by that Beckoner,
yeah, it
pulled your master away from all of the action,
yep.
And she just got surrounded by minions. Like
this is so true. Yeah.
All the way to the point where, and that basically what happened in all of turn 2, I spent adding brilliance tokens to Nikima, And then at the start of turn 1, or start of turn 3, I had initiative, and Jacob summoned something in her place.
Yep.
Which is just rude on his part, we should say.
How dare.
How dare he? Let's be real.
Yeah, super fun game. Definitely a lot to learn, but super fun game.
I thought it was a blast. Thank you, Trevor, for joining me. This was great. So this is round 1, the round robin. Team 10 Thunders with the victory. Team Neverborn with the loss. Sorry.
We'll be back. Don't you worry.
Be back. Yeah, Neverborn, great. All kinds of stuff. Back to the drawing board. It's great. We're all learning. It's great. Thank you for joining us. We're gonna throw you off to the next one. So.
Hello, my name is Jake. I am playing against Lauren today. I will be playing as the Rat King Hamlin and his children. Hamlin is sort of the Pied Piper of the Malifaux. Having touched the plague, he is now the king of all the rats. Thus is why I am dressed as a rat to represent Hamlin. Let me show you a bit of my army. We only have 2 valuable units. The rest are worthless to me. They're all fodder for the greater cause. One of the things that we did for this skirmish is that we're doing the Lodestone Skirmish, right? So here's what I'm going to do. Swarm my friend, the Von Still, with all of my rats and eventually defeat and devour him. I don't need any of these lodestones. Who cares? Instead, my rats need meat, fresh meat. And that's what I'm going to be doing, this entire strategy. If you would, Lauren, step out of the room for a second. I'll talk a little bit. Oh, or Emos, your choice. But excellent. All right, for real though, here's the plan. My rat catcher has my lodestone. That's going to be used to trigger these strategy markers and get me victory points over the course of the game. My 2 schemes that I've moved us over to, you should be able to see them here shortly. My 2 schemes are as follows: claim jump and assassinate. Really, I'm gonna just try to kill Lauren's master. If I can do that, I'm gonna succeed. And I'm gonna do it. I use the power of Malifaux rats and rat kings to slay Lauren's units. The second thing I'm going to be doing is claim jump. What this means is that at the end of turn, if there are no enemy models around my secret model, the rat catcher, because I only have 2 models that can do this, if there are no enemy models within 3 inches and the LOS of the secretly chosen model near the center point, I can reveal the scheme. So one of the things I'm going to be doing is scooting my rat catcher slowly but surely to the center line, right? To the center point. And from there, I'm hoping to eventually just be alone, having devoured everything on Lauren's side of the field. Again, I am Hamlin, the Pied Piper, and that is my strategy.
Hello. I'm Lauren Hodges. I typically DM for Fate's End, but today I am playing Professor Von Stuck, and I've dubbed my crew the Von Stucky's Cookies. That is my master. I am a learned individual of sorts. I teach the various arts of sinew, bone, and marrow, and I sew things together. I don't know the background, but this is what I'm elaborating on now. I have students, undergraduates, valedictorians, and freshmen, yes, but you don't see freshmen here today, no! Only the valedictorian, because I only bring the finest minds to my crew. My strategy for this skirmish is to learn, because I am a scholar as I have professed. I am here to learn about the rat infestation that has taken over Malifaux, but also the school does need more rats to experiment on, and they are the perfect subject of my experiments, and knowledge must be gained. Jake, it's your turn to step out.
I don't like any of this. None of this rat experimentation. I'm not a fan of it. All right, I squeaked by in school, and that was about it. So watch yourself. Watch yourself right now, but I'll step away. But my rats are listening. Always listening.
Good. Now that the lab fodder has taken a few steps out, we shall talk of my schemes. I have chosen the scheme Claim Jump. I don't think anyone can see it, but yes, I have chosen the scheme Claim Jump. I plan to move a good chunk of my students over into hostile territory where those fecal-infested rodents have built their home, their nests, and well, that's some good research. Who knows how much fecal matter I could use for experimentation, or to power my latest inventions. God only knows. But yes, I plan to move my parts of my team to stake the claim and gain those victory points. I also plan to use the breakthrough scheme. As you know, my students are very talented in scheming themselves, and they will poop scheme tokens from time to time, and various other tokens will be available on the board as well. You see, one thing I can count on about rats is they're going to die. And rats will die rather easily, and that would be another scheme token for me and my students for this breakthrough scheme. To reel in, to fish it in, and capture it all. And so, that is what I will do. Let the game commence. Well, what a ratty first round. It seems the rats have decided to join forces. Their minds, their fascinating minds, they've gazed upon humanity for so long that they decided we can be that. And they've formed their own anamorphous blob of ratigisness. Quite fascinating. I cannot wait to dissect their brains for further study, perhaps transplant those brains into other vessels of sorts. Yes, quite. I must get a closer look. This round was quite interesting. My line, as you can see, is being held as we slowly make our way. We are sophisticated individuals, and as a team we are moving quite slowly but profusely forward.
Go forth, my children! Charge! There's nothing that can stop us. We are the tide. Oh, my little kids. Let me play you a song so that you can begin to feel a little nauseous. There you go. I don't really know how to play this thing. I'm a master of rats. Seriously, I don't get it. Anyway, things aren't looking good over here in the old rat land, but we're gonna eat them, and that's what we're gonna do. The explosions, the fire, it's burned my rats. Shucks. Rats, you get it? That's a joke, actually. Vomit, my children. More or less for the entirety of this round, I've been sort of cornered here, getting blown up by Von Still, that stilly bastard. And I've been trying to kill the valedictorian. I'm really dang close to doing it. I think I'm gonna do it at the start of next round. Anyway, good job, Ratcatcher. And children, come to me. And to me, hurry, hurry.
Have you ever smelled the vomit of children who eat upon the flesh of rats? It's quite putrid, I would say. The stench that is just emanating of so much vomit off of my darling, beautiful valedictorian. The prime choice of my class. It is such a sad day to see it. I'm hoping that she'll be able to pull through with such a deeply disturbing exam. It was uncalled for in some ways, but that's the thing about quizzes, they are a little bit of a surprise. And as for rats, yes, it seems like there is a toothy-grinned fellow that has approached me. He attempted to slam me. If you could dare, a high-scholared individual like myself, slamming me with the cage that is used for vermin. Vermin of all people, me.
Hello.
Say I'm going to wipe.
Class. Hello.
I dare say, my son, I'm going to try to attempt to wipe you off of the face of the planet.
Wiping? What's that? No! Darn that Von Stuck, Von Trap, Von Shill jerk. Using those vile, horrible words, he burned me and my rats. Honestly, I've said bad things to my rats before, but really, the amount of explosive force that professor has, never heard it in my life. It was horrible. Well, long story short, I didn't really know what to do with this stone of mine. What it was, a lodestone? Take a load off, if you hear me, right? Laugh, rats, laugh. Anyway, I really didn't... Ah, good job, yes, that's a laugh, I'll take that. Long story short, these muscular, very hard-to-hurt metallic creatures that Von Schill had, I couldn't do anything to them. It was horrible. And slowly, that professor and his students moved across the map and fact. I ended the game with nothing. 0 victory points. I couldn't even assassinate the man. It was horrible. Oh well, like all rats, I returned back to the tunnels to come back another day. Perhaps with bigger, better friends.
Ah, yes, Professor Von Stuck here. As I had professed previously, Von Stucky's cookies, my entire class, has dominated the squalor of Malifaux. I have tried to teach them. I tried to create a rat that could speak, tried to spread the knowledge of the university, but I seem to be sadly mistaken. However, my victory did not come without a cost. The valedictorian, the crisp beauty, winged creature of my class was devastated by projectile vomiting children. Those poor children. Well, at least they're out of the misery now. And, don't worry, their bodies have been donated to science. Now, as of my strategy, I moved across the board. These lodestones, we must acquire them. It is of the utmost importance. They are there to power my latest creation. I will rebuild the valedictorian, and she will be free once more to fly the skies with her bat-like wings across the city of Malifaux. So do not weep! Do not weep, for she will return. My strategies did have to change as I was approached by this rat catcher who refused to die in his absolute filth that he set upon me. I admit I do have quite a rash from the stench that has burned my eyes and my skin. But with some ointment, fresh salve from my assistant here. I'm sure it will clear up soon. But there's room for celebration. Shall we return to the university, students, to commence celebration?
Yes, Professor, yes.
Very well. Until next we meet, Rat.
And we have just finished our deployment phase here. I am playing the guild. I am playing Dashiell Barker. He is the summoner for the guild. And for my crew choices, we took a few other crews because I knew we were playing like a capture the flag type deal. And I'm not the best by no means, but what I went for is a movement oriented build. We're going to be trying to, we have a bunch of units that are going to make my other units move a little bit further. And we're going to try and use that to our advantage to play scheme markers and get our flag on the strategy markers. So we have crew choices. We got Executioner, big burly frontliner, does good damage, has some neat activations, is a guard keyword. We got Taggart Queeg. I took him because he has friendly guard minions when they're activated within 4 inches of him, or I can push in any direction, which is really nice for movement. And also he has some nice skills that'll help me heal my units up on certain triggers. And he can drop some scheme markers too. He does decent damage overall. I thought he was pretty good. We got the Sergeant, also for his +1 movement to everybody within 6 of him, 6 inches, which is going to be nice for getting my units up to the front lines and taking control of key points on the map. Speaking of which, we have our map here, beautifully created. And we got 2 Guildhounds, low cost, good damage, can be a nuisance, can move well. And what I'm going to be trying to do is take control of this map and move around and try and keep my flags. And for my secret strategies, so for the secret strategies, we have taken this one. Pretty self-explanatory what we're going to be trying to do here. Get somebody on top of them, try and decrease their health a little bit, get these points in. And then we also have this card, which I thought would work pretty good with the movement-oriented build we had. So I'll be trying to get someone deep on the other side, put it down, and kind of hide them maybe behind these buildings over here so they can break line of sight. And I think I can do this pretty easy because scheme markers are something that we excel at on this particular group. And this one, I'm just gonna murder him, so that'd be pretty easy. And so there's our map. Just give you a quick overview if you haven't got it. We got a lot of, I chose to go on this side due to the extra buildings and everything can kind of help me out as I move forward. He's got a little bit of a side over here that's going to be rough trying to get around to. But for the most part, I think we're doing pretty good. I feel pretty good about it. This is one of my first games ever playing, so cut me a little bit of slack if we got some veterans out there. And without further ado, I'll take...
So, I am Brandon, and I will be challenging Dylan this evening. I chose to play the Arcanist, and my leader is Rasputina. She's kind of like Killer Frost if you're in the DC Comics, or Elsa if you're into the Marvel Universe. That's Disney. What? But yeah, so yeah, she's like an Ice Queen. And along with her, she has her Wendigo, which is her token. I picked 2 silent ones. They're kind of like twin sisters. And they have a lot of map control, and they can make these little ice pillars and stuff, which we'll get to shortly. I have the Ice Golem because you gotta have the Ice Golem.
Oh yeah.
Big tanky unit. And I have the Horcat for the movements, the agility, and It does a lot of damage, and of course it pairs well with the ice spires as well. So pretty much my strategy, or Rasputina's strategy, it's more about map control, blocking off exits, creating choke points with these ice pillars, right? And basically, causing debuffs to my opponents with the ice pillars and allowing my units to gain advantages with the ice pillars. This is more of a control-oriented deck, so I feel like this is a pretty good matchup. You've got the super aggro, from what I've heard from Dylan. Super aggro swarm deck versus the more controlled kind of terrain deck. So this will be pretty interesting. As for my schemes,
I got you.
My schemes, I picked Vendetta and Assassinate. And Vendetta, basically, they're both pretty much the same thing. Assassinate means I have to take out the enemy leader, his summoner guy, which might be a little bit difficult if he's going to be throwing enemies at me. But yeah, basically, if I drop him to half and then reveal it, I get a victory point. And if I drop him completely, then at the end of the game, I get a victory point. And Vendetta, I feel like, is going to come in handy because basically I secretly choose a friendly non-token. So I secretly choose one of my tokens and one of his tokens. It's not the enemy, because Assassinate's going to take care of that. And pretty much what that does is basically if I kill his enemy token and I keep my friendly token alive, then I get victory points for that. So basically I reveal it when I kill his enemy and I get a victory point. And then at the end of the game, if the one that I picked is still alive and he can't I guess complete his vendetta against me, then I get another victory point. So I think that'll be pretty cool with the control elements. I'll be able to protect my ally and attack his token. So I think that, and this is just for the game's sake, I think I'm going to make my ice golem. I'm going to make the ice golem my friendly, my non-totem model token, non-leader token, and I'm going to make one of his little hellhounds over here the one that I have to destroy. I feel like that'll be an easy victory point for me. Just block him off with the ice pillars and then come in and just crush his life points. So that's my strategy. Give him a thumbs up. We solid.
All right.
That's
what we got here. And without further ado, I believe we're going to get started in round 1, and we'll see you at the end of it.
Okay, so, all right. And that was round 1, ladies and gentlemen. Quick recap here. So Rasputina's forces quickly got to work throwing down their ice pillars, quickly separating the board and separating the enemy from this midpoint strategy marker here. Rasputina single-handedly dropped 4 ice pillars when I got a double tome, so I got to spawn 2 more on my 3rd move. And yeah, basically I'm just trying to hold this area down. I had my ice golem over here. He didn't really get to do much the first round because he was securing the first objective for my squad. And I am a little bit worried about the left flank here. Most of my resources were consolidated to the center, and I see Dylan's trying to kind of flank me over here. But I do have an ice pillar, and I could get a couple of more. I'm just afraid to come out into this kill box over here in the back because I don't have any sort of walls or anything to keep me from those projectile units that I know he has. Overall, though, I think we've got a solid kind of turtle shell thing going here, and if I keep on eating up his moves on ice pillars and stuff, then I know my units will be protected. Dylan?
All right. So he was super annoying and put down ice pillars everywhere. You can't stop within them or you get slowed, which eats up more action points. So I gotta get rid of them to put my units down. So I'm trying to Zerg, but then he's like, ice pillar, you stop right there. And I'm like, okay, kind of annoying. So I gotta get rid of him for the dogs, clear the way. I've got a couple activators that I wasn't able to use due to, you know, some bad draws, and, you know, it happens. Also, my poor strategy, as in not bringing any soul stones, would have helped a lot on this first round, but it happens. So instead, we have decided to kind of close in on these markers and fight on his side of the board, since I know my side of the board is going to be relatively easy to capture. So if I can just Zerg him, destroy his forces, and then take the strategy markers, it's a win-win. However, he's kind of scary. He's got these ice pillars suck. The Wendigo's crazy as fuck. But I forgot to keep it PG-13. These things happen. But yeah, I mean, like, honestly, I think it's a good anybody game right now.
Yeah, it's still anybody's game.
Depending on who gets the good draws. If I get some good draws, it might start popping off. Yeah, so I mean, really, I was just getting my setup going, moving everybody in closer, and the idea is I want to try and fight for this middle area. And you know, if any of his units get in the way, I'll just have to crush them. Hopefully.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see. And that pretty much wraps it up.
Yeah.
We will see you guys at the end of round two. We had a little bit of bloodshed this fight. I lost a dog and almost a second dog, and I murdered his Wendigo. And he has sealed me off completely on this side with ice pillars. During this turn, I also captured my strategy marker with my lodestone, and he captured his. Brings the score up to 1-1. And so we're trying to like break through the center, get around the left side, you know, cause a little bit of trouble on the other side. You know, get some schemes done in here. Try and get those points up, murder people if the opportunity presents itself. Learn how to play my character more correctly, it would seem. And honestly, I still think it's kind of close. I got a really bad draw that game too. Like, I had no high cards in my entire hand, and consequently every single one I drew was also a high card. So I just trust me when I say the last half of this deck was going to be fire, but I just didn't get to touch it. So I mean, like, these things happen. I did get a red Joker though, so I mean, that was dope. Yeah, but like, honestly, 1-1 at the end of round 2. We're tied up. And we're gonna see if we can't keep pushing through all these ice pillars that he puts down endlessly without trouble. All right.
Yeah.
Hand that off to you.
Yeah, I would agree with most of that. It is very close. It seems like the battlefield has been split into a left side and a right side right now, with the choke points being right here in between these two buildings, and then like right here where the ice wall is. I got lucky that you weren't able to shoot Rasputina. She was like just a little bit out of the dispatcher's attack range there. But he did destroy half of my wall, so that's gonna be an issue later. I have to patch that up. Other than that though, everybody's relatively safe. I'm just trying to whittle down his defenses before he whittles down my wall, because my guys are a little squished back here. And I know the general or the sergeant over here one-shotted my Wendigo, which was very upsetting. So I know he packs a punch, so I'm trying to keep my defense up. You know, just keep attacking through the walls. And hopefully I can make a play for this middle marker either this turn or next turn. So yeah, still anybody's game, still very intense, very close. We'll see y'all at the end of round 3. So round 3 has just completed and things are heating up. they're getting intense over here. We had first of all, over here on this side of the map, we had a battle of the Titans, the Executioner versus the Ice Golem. The Executioner came in hot, came in ready with the focus move and the charge, and did like 5 points of damage to the Ice Golem off of one swing. But the Ice Golem don't go down tough like that. He doesn't go down without a fight. He retaliated, and as you can see, dropped the Executioner down to 2 out of his 9 hit points. And he also healed with one of the ice pillars that was in range. So we will see what happens with this battle of the Titans. Freaking Dashel is becoming a problem because now Dylan's just spawning more troops, which sucks. It'll be interesting to see which cracks first, whether he can make enough troops to destroy my ice walls, or whether I can freeze all of his troops in their place before they can move. But I still feel pretty good about it. We got this middle marker up here, and none of his units are around it, so I feel like I can grab that strategy marker. I also managed to get one of my schemes, which is cool, which was the Assassinate scheme. I knew I'd be able to do a lot of damage to this dude from a distance, so I was going to try to focus fire, which seems to be working. Dash was only at 4 hit points, so I was able to get a victory point from that. Yeah, moving forward, I'm trying to continue to reinforce this left flank over here before his horsey man gets around me. Hopefully I can protect this strategy marker long enough to get my golem to it. And yeah, we'll see what happens. Dylan?
Yeah, so yeah, I mean he summed it up pretty good. So he's trying to hold the fort over here. I got Dashel, you know, he's trying to get some summons in. Unfortunately, I wasn't smart enough to bring soul stones, like I said, I think round 1 or 2. So I've struggled to get those summons off, but I did get the red Joker in my hand, so I used that to summon the horse, which is a pretty dope unit. So I got him in, and with all these movement speed bonuses, he went in like one move. He got like all the way on the other side of the map, which is really good. And we're gonna keep trying to push on this right side, it looks like, while the Battle of the Titans rages on in the corner. And we have to infiltrate the city center to destroy all the mages who are obviously evil. They are so evil. And my dog, after being surrounded by 15 ice pillars, got killed. Killed by a cat because he crit him on a triple negative.
Got swallowed whole. Yeah, that red Joker's no joke.
It's just, you know, it wasn't his day. And yeah, after finding out how to play my character, we're getting some focus in here and stuff. And it's gonna be good. It's gonna be close for sure. And with that, round 4 is going to be underway.
Round 4 begins, the beginning of the end.
Can't claw back from this. Right. Welcome everybody. We're back. Round 4. Round 4 was intense. It was pretty intense. Dashel Barker, you know, he said, fuck it. Leroy Jenkins his ass in here. And he was like, I don't care. You know, death on death's door. I know he's trying to assassinate me over here in his schemes. I don't care. Dashel Barker's getting in. We got like one turn to try and get some points. So our points remain the same. He's beating me by 1 scheme point currently. Yep. And we are pushing our way in. The Battle of the Titans somehow continues to rage on, even though he's still on 2 HP. But he is raging. He is ready. It's a minion versus like a titan of a golem. You know, Dashel Barker summoning a sharpshooter sniper. Let me show you guys the angles we got going on here. Look at these angles. You see this? You see in between the ice pillars on the outside. And then he makes this expertly timed shot, and then it was just too much for him, so he missed anyways because my deck's stacked with low cards. It's rigged against me. It's fine. We have the mounted guard who, if you look right here, he managed to squeeze through here with like about 9 swivels and turns between the strategy marker and the ice pillar. And he's pushed his way into the back lines where the mages reside. walled off in the center, just not letting anybody in. It's cool. And we got a couple boys out here trying to just get in, you know. It's rough. And without further ado, I think we're going to go over to Brandon's recollections of the round 4.
Yeah. All right. So I knew I was going to be worried about this left flank. The ice walls are looking a little thin. He's finding chinks in the armor, talking about angles and shit. It's not fun. It's not fun. I wish the ice pillars were bigger. But that's okay though, because I think we're gonna be all right. We're down to the last round, so it's like all bets are off. All my guys are looking pretty healthy. Most of Dylan's guys are looking healthy too, but there are a couple of low-hanging fruits that I feel like I can grab. But honestly, I think at this point it's all going to come down to the cards. Like it's all going to come down to the flips and the cheats and the jokers, because it's been so close. I think I've got a little bit of an edge because I've got 2 points now. But still, it can sway either way right now. And yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen. Hopefully he doesn't break through my defenses. So yeah, we're about to hop into round 5, the final round.
The final.
And when we get back, we will
good
show
rolls,
you who
baby.
the
Good
victor
rolls.
is. So, as the game concluded in what I would call like a nail-biting, down to the wire finish, like, man, when I say it was all gonna come down to those card flips, dude. All right, so check it out. Freaking the executioner comes in like a freaking madman, just completely ignores the ice golem. It goes straight for Rasputina, dropping her down to like 2 hit points left at one point. And I was like, oh my god, what's he gonna do? Because Rasputina was about to be fucked up. But luckily, I had my 2 silent sisters, my silent ones, and both of them pumped some healing into Rasputina, bringing her back up to 6. And you know they were able to cause some damage. And I was throwing everything I could at freaking, what's your guy's name?
Dashel Barker. Yeah,
I was throwing everything I could at Dashel Barker, who was over here on the other side of the building.
Poor corpse markers.
Yes, there were ice pillars over there. I was doing everything, and he was just dodging and blocking, and he had armor, and I wasn't hitting anything, and he was cheating, and I couldn't do anything. I had like, I think the highest card I had was like a 6 in my hand.
That was me like the whole game.
It was fucking terrible. I was like, I hope I poker face this shit, because I don't know how I'm gonna win this. So it came down finally. Rasputina ended up shattering one of the pillars and using her ice mirror ability to throw some spells at him, and finally with a red Joker flip, on a
triple negative.
On a triple negative, yes. With a red Joker flip on a triple negative, I end up coming back, taking down Dashel, and took down Dashel and the horse guy that was with him, because it was so much damage. And it was splash damage off of the ice attack. Took him down, and managed to get my assassinate scheme, which gave me another victory point. And I had my vendetta as well, and I targeted the dog. And once the dog went down, I knew I had that point. I just had to make it to the end. And yeah, man, it was close. It was super close. I thought Rasputina was gonna die. I didn't know what was gonna happen. I knew he had some stuff for his schemes because he started playing a little bit differently. I was like, okay, so he's coming around here to the back, and he's like trying to shove into my back lane. I'm like, okay, so he's not trying, and he kept dropping those stupid little scheme markers. I'm like, why would he drop one there? I knew something was going on with it. I just didn't know what. But at the end of the day, the Cult of December brought it home. Dylan,
so he got lucky as fuck. No, okay, so we had a whole closing timestamp thing to do. Cut that.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
No, but we had.
I was not looking at that.
So
I guess just give your account of it, and then
strategies
we'll
and
go
stuff.
over the winner. Then I'll do the winner part, and you'll do the loser part.
I mean, I'm just gonna do the loser part right now because that's what I was gonna talk about. So I made a couple key strategy mistakes, and what I think it was, right, is I got in here like you saw on Rasputina. I chunked her. I destroyed her. Like, I got some lucky rolls. I knocked her to 2 HP. So what I didn't do, right, is I was looking at my scheme and I was like, oh, if she's at half health, then I'll get my point, so I shouldn't kill her. But that was a key flaw, right?
Oh.
So what I should have done is my sergeant was sitting right here. So I should have went to my sergeant when he didn't use her next, killed her, got the point, and then she wouldn't have gotten a turn. So I would have taken away 3 action points.
Well, actually, because I had some things for that. When my silent one put the token right here next to her, Rasputina has this ability where if she has Ice Shield. When this model suffers damage from an enemy attack action, remove an Ice Pillar within 2 spaces to reduce that damage to 0.
Oh, that's so good.
That's why I went with
Straight
my
to 0.
yeah. That's why I went with my silent ones first, because I was gonna heal her a little bit, and because I thought you were gonna become an attacker with what's his name. So I was like, when he tries to attack me, I'll have an Ice Pillar there to drop the damage to 0 just in case.
It still would have been possible. I would have had to hit both attacks.
Yeah, because I only could have stopped one.
Yeah, so it would have been possible. So I think I could have focused a little bit more on action economy. I think next time I play, I'm gonna focus a lot more on when I choose to attack something, attacking something that's like going has a turn still. Because if I can take something out before it even gets a turn, it's just so good for action economy.
Yeah.
And I think next time I might try and focus a little bit more on these objectives, because I wanted to just push in there and do my breakthrough scheme, but the walls were like a really tough match for that. And so like his walls kept me from getting in here, and then you had to break line of sight. And also another key mistake I made, I had my lodestone and the new charger dude, my mount that I summoned in with my red Joker. So I was like, I should have gave him the lodestone because he could move like so far. He could move like 16 inches a turn. So I could have like ran a lap around the map and just activated scheme markers like crazy, and I should have done it, and I didn't, and I only realized after how much of a mess up that was.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I should have given my lodestone to the Horcat.
Because they're so fast, yeah.
Yeah, because they're fast. Like, I was thinking, okay, I'll hold the point. I was going to bring my golem up to the middle and hold that strategy marker. I wasn't even playing for all of them. I just knew I had to have more than you. So, like, I was going to bring him up here and hold this strategy marker in the center, along with the ice pillars, and be like, you're never getting this shit.
Yeah.
But he only had a 4 movement, and that plus fighting the executioner, he never got there.
Yeah.
Which sucks.
Also, like, I should have definitely taken like a dog out or something and gotten 3 soul stones, so I could have started summoning from like round 1. If I could have summoned from round 1, I think it would have been a way different game, because I would have had the action economy to like take out these ice pillars, so I wouldn't have been as blocked off.
I think the soul stones played a huge deal in it too. Like, because I started with 3 and you didn't start with any.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it could have made a huge difference, especially on this character. Like,
yeah, they're like important to your build.
I mean, it is my first game.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, next time you fight, I hope I don't have to fight you again, because
we gonna do some switch ups.
Yeah, definitely. So let's ask that. Besides the soul stones, obviously, what else would you switch for your strategy on the next one?
I understand this capture the flag game mode a lot more now. I think I had a pretty decent build. Taggart seemed like a weak link. He cost 8, but I feel like he didn't do very much. I'm not sure if it's probably mainly just because of the ice walls. He couldn't get line of sight a lot of the time, and he's just kind of slow. He's kind of slow. And I can't use any of the minion abilities with him because he's a henchman. But he was really useful for like helping my minions dash around. Also, I would have been using shouting orders from Dashel Barker a lot more if I knew from the get-go what it did. Because because it gives him a bonus action to just concentrate, which is so good. I would have had advantage on so many more flips, which I mean, knowing my luck wouldn't have mattered, but hey.
You roll. Look at how close it was. You rolled fine.
Yeah.
I think if I could change anything, I'm not too keen on the ice golem. Like, I like his functionality as far as having a well-rounded comp because you need that tanky boy. But again, besides fighting the executioner, he didn't really do all that much. And at the end of the day, the executioner just walked right past him.
Yeah, the executioner did work though.
He did. Yeah, the executioner put in work. And like you said, executioner is just a minion, and ice golem's like a whole enforcer or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So my original build, I had 2 Horcats and a lot more soul stones, but I figured I needed a tank just in case. But I think next time playing, it's a bit more risky, but I think if I can throw down enough ice pillars and use the Horcat's innate ability to, you know, get advantage and disadvantage based on how close they are to them, I think having 2 of them would, like, I could do like some blitz type of stuff right there.
Yeah, I might throw a rifleman in instead of the 2 dogs, but I mean, it depends. The dogs are nice because they have the mobility and like they're not very mission critical. So if they died, it didn't really matter. Although in this case, that turned out to actually matter with the vendetta, or with the yeah.
That's why I put it on the dogs. I think because the way you were moving your snipers at the end, like where you could like you had one unit move up and then you like brought the sniper with you. That would probably be a cool thing to do.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I think
overall,
it was a bad matchup for me too. I think these ice pillars they really sucked. I would have needed to get a lot more summons out to manage all that.
Yeah,
because like in one turn you were like, I'm gonna put down just 7 of them, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
And the fact that they don't need line of sight and you can just plop them down anywhere. Like what? In 12
it's so good. As soon as I realized that, I was like, okay, because both Silent Ones and Rasputina all put down ice pillars. And the Wendigo is basically a living ice pillar.
And you can just shoot from them too, like what?
Yeah, it's pretty nasty. Yeah, I love it. I thought it was great.
Yeah, it's really good.
So yeah.
Funny enough, I was gonna choose Arcanist and Player too. And then they were like, Brandon's got that. And I was like, all right.
Hey,
all right.
Early bird gets the worm, man.
It was fun though.
Bolts
really
December.
Fun game.
Yeah, I had a blast, dude. This was great.
And I think is that gonna wrap favorite moments, anything like that? I think we've covered a lot of it.
Favorite moments, obviously when I killed Dashel, that was my favorite.
That was your favorite moment when you killed Dashel?
Because it was so hard. Like every time he'd be like, I'm a cheated. Okay, I flipped really well. I flipped the 14, I flipped the 13, I flipped the 12. And then finally I got it.
I think my favorite moment was the fucking executioner just getting in there. He finally, after like 4 turns, gets in there and just starts smacking them.
And I don't know if y'all can see this, but dude had like 1 hit point left or 2.
It says 0. He had 1.
He had 1 hit point left, and he wouldn't die.
And I got him in there. I was like, I'm not dying. Got him in there, just started slapping kids around. He got an extra attack because he was so low on health. He was mad. Yeah. Yeah.
It was an excellent them last turns. It was a nail biter all the way through. Oh, yeah. But that last turn though, like
everybody's like plotting to get that 1 extra point up on you, and you're like, oh god.
Thank you all for watching. The guild versus the Arcanist. What's your guy's name? Dashel Burker versus Rasputina. And stay tuned for the next fight.
Yeah. Thank you guys.
Oh, that was cool. Yeah, okay, so very, very cool. Hope you guys enjoyed that. There was one game that was played that we did not show because, like I said, there were some technical difficulties. That was between our wonderful CJ and Zach, the Bayou and the Explorer Society. Zach won that game, and so the Bayou takes a victory there. I saw the transitions earlier, but that was the first time I heard it. Okay. Anyway, so Zach took a victory there. So to recap, the 10 Thunders won the first game. 10 Thunders with the W. The Resurrectionist, the Arcanist, and the Bayou. All of us taking victories in round 1 of our round robin tournament. I hope you enjoy this. Hope it was helpful and interesting and fun. And I hope that you all like this. The next time you can catch us is next Tuesday as we come in with round 2, as everyone switches up and we play each other again. And so we'll go from there. So hopefully we'll have all 4 of them in on the next video. We hope you can all see that. I think we're doing a giveaway next week too, so that'll be a lot of fun. Very, very excited about it. I'm going to find us someone to raid. Thank you to all of our partners. You can catch this video later on our YouTube. Command YouTube in the chat. Yeah, follow us everywhere at Ink and Lyre. It's September. Give all those fun things. Shout out to all of you. And I'm going to send you on a raid somewhere in just a second. But thank you all for watching, and we will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow for Iron Valor. For Candlekeep Mysteries. Not me, but other people with the stream. So you guys all have a fantastic evening. Bye-bye.